Chapter 1106 is out, and we're back with another, a little review, just talking about it. I'm chopping it up about the chapter. It's your boy Jaren. I got Keandre with me. I got my boy Duffel with me. And I'm gonna go ahead and take it off. Man, this chapter was amazing. It's crazy seeing what Oda is doing. Just like seeing, the fact that Egghead. I mean, like the fact that he had those safety mechanisms in. Like they can't, I'm not gonna let your dad kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something smart. That's like foreshadowing. I mean, like forethought to be able to understand that, to be able to what I'm saying, already have to implement it. They showed that Luffy's back up and ready to get back active. I really love that. They showed that they finally bridged the connection between him being Nika, which is like, okay, now they finally can see that. Man, and the boys pulled up from Elbath. That's crazy. And the fact they thought they was dead, I'm super excited to see what happens with them. What about you, Keandre?
Oh man, this is probably I think I told y'all before, it's probably my favorite chapter in a long, well, not a long time, because I feel like every chapter then been some peak, but this is probably the best one throughout all of it. Man, where to start, man? Kuma and Bonnie having a moment, all the admirals, or not admirals, but the Navy officers running around, Luffy digesting all his food, coming back, and them automatically get nervous. They know that
Yes,
man back
sir.
up. Love that bit. What else? What else? What else? Man, just freestyling, bro. Like the fact that, like you said, Vegapunk had that system intact to protect Bonnie. I love that. Like her just being like, nah, dad, save me type shit. Like showing that she actually is a genuine little kid. Ain't no grown woman being like doing that, and it working. Crazy to me. I'm sure, like if we look at earlier chapters, like some sort of foreshadowing of like Kuma, like protecting, or the Kuma robots, protecting her. I love that. Again, the Giants pulling up. It's been so long. We knew they were coming, man. At some point, we didn't know it was this soon. And I seen a fun fact that the Giants appeared in chapter 116, and they brought them back in 1106, 1106. That
Yeah,
come on,
bro. Oda in his bag.
man. Who
Yeah.
can be better? Is all I'm gonna say, man. Great chapter. Luffy up. He finna get things started. I can't wait to see him and Saturn collide.
Yes.
Can't wait to see more from Kizaru. I feel like that's one part that we haven't really talked about much, is how conflicted he is with the
Yeah.
fight and whatnot. Because he seems really like hurt about having to do this.
Yes,
And
I
then
agree.
Vegapunk, is he alive? Is he still up? Where the Blackbeard Pirates at? It's a lot of questions to be answered, and I can't wait to see all of it go through.
What about you, Karen?
I definitely agree. I feel like this is like one of the best action chapters that we've seen in a minute with everything that happened. And also too, I mean, information as well. Like, one of the main notes, I wanted to speak on is like, okay, if this ship was Dorian, what's his brother name?
Is it Broggy? No.
Froggy,
Is
something
it
like that,
something?
something like that, something.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, the Albeth Giants. If their ship was the one we saw, where's the Blackbeard ship, and who is on the Blackbeard ship? Because I was having a conversation with them off camera, and basically I was saying like, if Vegapunk escapes, what was the point of the Blackbeard pirates being there? Because initially I thought they were there to kidnap Blackbeard, or it had something to do with the satellites, satellite Vegapunks, something like that, or like how we saw One Evil, maybe they was working together, something like that. But now it doesn't seem like that way, and I do think if Vegapunk dies here or they capture him, that makes sense because if he dies here, maybe they're here for his fruit. If they capture him, they have him and they can kill him, whatever else. But if he escapes with the Straw Hats, what was the point of them being there? Because it seems like from what we know right now, like everything is pretty much sold up for the most part. Like we don't know what happened in that whole sequence where the Straw Hats took down what's his name, Lilith? I think his name Lilith, whichever satellite that was. So like, what was the point of that? Were they there the whole time? Did the Straw Hats spoil the Blackbeard Pirates plans? Like it's a lot there that we have to look for. Them realizing that he's Joy Boy is big because I don't even think the own Straw Hats realized who Gear 5
Joy Boy
Luffy
is.
was. Like I don't
Yeah.
think they knew who Nika was. So it makes me think like, other than Robin, I'm pretty sure Robin knew. Robin knows everything. But the rest of the Straw Hats, I'm pretty sure, if Egghead does escape with them, he's probably going to fill them in with everything, and then also Bonnie's probably going to add some context to that because she's definitely leaving with them. Kizaru, man, hey, he a pack to Gear 5 Luffy. Gear 5
A
Luffy show up,
pack.
hey,
Yeah,
yeah, hey,
yeah.
Kizaru, hey, I ain't got
Not
nothing for you, kid,
even,
folk.
not
Yes,
even a
So
pack.
sir.
it's just crazy to see coming from Sabaody, how far they've came in real time, because they couldn't mess with him at all back then, but
Yeah.
now, shoot, Luffy ain't scared, ain't none of them scared. I mean, I feel like he couldn't just whoop the top four Straw Hats, Luffy, Zoro, Sanji,
Jimby.
Jinbei,
Jinbei,
yeah.
yeah.
I really don't think he could whoop them. So we still in the air. If Kuruma dies, not Kuruma, I'm tripping. Kuma dies. What's gonna happen with his fruit?
Mm.
Maybe the Blackbeard pirates are there for his fruit. It will make sense for Blackbeard to be that far ahead. So that could be the case. Um, is Vegapunk dead? Is something that that you mentioned. I'm curious to see how they play that. I don't think it makes sense for him to die here. It just don't, in my mind. But and last thing I want to speak on is Dorian Broggy showing up. Why are they there? Who sent them? Are they there on their own business? Are they there because Shanks sent them? Shanks sent them because they were in Elbaf before they came here for sure, because we saw them in Elbaf. So I feel like it has something to do with Shanks. So for him to send them, if he did do that, I feel like once we do get to El Bass, Shanks is gonna break down the bigger picture. I think we're gonna learn a lot more about the Void Century, a lot more about them knights, those knights that we saw one kind of look like Shanks. I feel like we're gonna get a lot of information once we get to Elbath, if we do get to speak to Shanks in a good time period. Because my assumption would be they get there at Elbath, then we hear ha ha ha, and fucking Blackbeard pull up, and it's like, oh shit, why Blackbeard here? So now we got a scuffle.
Real
So
quick. So there's a few places that had information about the Void Century, right? It was a Tontatus. It was the island Robin came from that got destroyed, and it was Elbaf, right?
also too, we got a little
Oh,
bit.
Odin them, right?
Yeah, yeah, we got a little bit
Yeah,
there, and I guess you could kind of, Fishman Island arc kind of gave us a little backstory. I think some of that is
yeah,
going to tie in, because remember that ship. What was up with the ship? Then also too, all those the Sea Kings, they were speaking on Luffy. I can't remember
yeah,
exactly what they said, but they spoke on him, and you can't tell me they don't got nothing to do with the Void Century.
yeah.
So yeah, we
Well,
got a
I'm
little bit of
speaking
that too.
specifically the people who have information on it still, who lived through that
Okay.
time.
Okay,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Because the Giants, they definitely have some information. The fact that
Hmm.
they pulled up, like I'm just thinking about it now. They pulled up and they were like, "We're here to get Straw Hat," or should I say, Sun God Nika. They already know, right?
Yes.
I don't think
Yes.
that's some information Shanks gave them.
No, they know for sure.
Just
They
that
knew that.
specifically, I think they know who the Sun God is, and we
Yeah.
know they have a long history. Know the Navy isn't really able to get to them or mess with them like that. So
Hmm.
I think they might have a reason for coming to him just because he's Sun God Nika.
And one
True.
one thing I want to speak
True.
on is that part in the chapter where it's like, is the island shaking? In my mind, I'm thinking, is this Luffy's fruit causing this? Right? That's what I first
Yes.
Yeah,
thought.
yeah,
That's what
yeah.
I thought. But the island shaking makes me think it's the giants on the island making the island shake.
Were the Giants already on
One,
the island?
Yeah, they were on the island. They
yeah,
pulled
yeah,
up on
they're
the
on the
island.
island.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay,
Hmm.
okay. Yeah.
One of the soldiers like, do you is the island shaking? Like they tried to blow the other soldier tried to like brush it off, but it's like, what was the reason? See, I was looking at the chapter trying to see if we could see, like, his animation, kind of see how, when he became Sun God, how everything was kind of like bouncy and stuff like that,
Yeah,
and I really couldn't tell really from the chapter if that's what it was, or if it was from the giants being on the island. Because we really can't really tell, like, if you look at their size comparison compared to the chapter when you see them, they are huge.
yeah.
So that was my thought as
No,
well.
that's a great point. I thought it was him making things bounce or some shit.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Okay.
I'm interested to see what
I
happened.
feel like that is the case though. I do feel like that's still the case. I feel like because when everybody was falling from the sky, why does the ground looked like bumpy and stuff. Like that makes me think like Luffy did use his power to change the ground to rubber. I really think that is the case because you can also see like it says boing boing. Why that they definitely bounced off that. Luffy did change the floor there to rubber. He did, but then the shaking was because of the giants.
Yes, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Cause I was gonna say at first I thought like if the island was bouncing, it would be him. Like if he would have said bouncing, then it would have been Luffy. But the fact that he said shaking
Yeah.
specifically, I'm thinking okay, that was a kind of foreshadow to the Giants being up in that thing, on the island. And what's even crazier to me, the fact that they showed up, called him out, told him, hey, we coming to pick you up. Like Luffy got them, they got a squad on him. Like he
Yeah.
gonna have a real crazy grand fleet.
I mean, he already got the Grand Fleet. That's the
I-
thing.
yeah, I
He
already
already
got.
got the Grand Fleet.
But think about the additions to it, and we
Yeah.
probably ain't even done seeing the additions to it. Just seeing how this all gonna kind of shake out is going to be amazing. I do
I think
have one thought about this though. You talked about Egghead and Blackbeard. What if he's there to get Egghead's fruit? And now that we've seen him about to die, we know Blackbeard. Blackbeard could, slide in, take his fruit because think about this, he doesn't have any of the poneglyphs, nothing like that. So why not get the person who knows all the information? Why not take Egghead's fruit? You get all his information that he knows and give it to one of your
Well,
guys.
is
and
that
you
how
have
it
the
works
information.
though?
I
But
feel
then
like,
also too, he took the pony goods from Law, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
oh, he did take the one from Law.
And
But I'm talking
so
about before. Yeah.
me and Karen talked about that before, and we were thinking like he's picking very specific fruit for his squad, right? I
Uh-huh.
don't see anybody in his squad that would benefit from having Vegapunk's fruit,
Well,
especially if you don't get the information that come with it. I thought it
Yeah,
was
I
something that it
agree.
just
I
stores
agree.
information, and
I
he was
agree.
making that big ass brain thing to upload all the information he has
mhm.
already. So I can see them coming and stealing that information or getting all that information because he's putting it up on like a cloud.
Yeah. That makes more sense.
'Cause that's how
That's probably is what's happening. They
Yeah.
probably are. We are gonna see that they stole that information, and so they know a lot about the voice entry and everything like that.
And
So
that's
yeah,
why his
that makes
head.
sense.
Remember, his head was huge as fuck, and then it got
Yeah.
clipped off and got that metal. Now it's because he put that
Mhm.
shit in the cloud. Or
See,
whatever.
but my thought on that was, you know how they say people who get the devil fruit inherit their will. I was assuming that also, because he seems to know a lot more about devil fruits than a lot of other people. Blackbeard does, obviously. So I'm thinking that maybe he knows how to harness that will to get that information if he does
That's
give it to
true.
someone.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what I
Maybe.
was thinking about it too.
Maybe,
That
yeah.
was my theory on it. I do have one more question for you boys though. If they coming to pick Luffy, well, we know they coming to pick Luffy up. Are they going back to Elbath? Are they going straight back to Elbath? Do y'all think?
I think so. They
Yes.
close to
Okay.
Elbath, right? Because there was 3
Yeah.
paths to take,
Mhm.
and they were real close in
Yes.
range to each other.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, do they get there with ease? I don't know, but I feel like that's where they're going.
Ain't nobody
But who
fucking
knows if they get confronted by somebody on the seas or they got to stop by another island because of X, Y, and Z? Who knows? But I think the main purpose was for them to go to Elbath for sure.
My other thing, real quick, 'cause this shit's probably getting long, but y'all got me thinking because I think someone said something like, Jerry, you talking about Luffy's fleet?
Mhm.
I can see the end game being like, of course, we gonna have like Emu and all that, but kind of like a pirate civil war, like
Mm.
Luffy squad, Blackbeard squad.
Mhm.
Cause Blackbeard, he gonna get, hey, if you're not with it, you dying.
He gonna get some people
If
who Luffy done mopped up already. So
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
might see a Doflamingo. We might see
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But you got to think too, though. We forgetting. What about Mihawk and Crocodile and Buggy? Like they got to play a role in there
Crossgill.
somewhere.
Yeah. The
I
Crossgill
think,
gonna be in that
see,
thing too.
I'm just talking like full on end game. I can't
Mhm.
really see Cross Guild really being that end game. I think they're gonna have a big impact, but I don't really see them being an end game like this how it end type shit. You know what I mean?
I would say the same in Blackbeard though. I don't think their quarrel with Blackbeard will be
Man.
the last because I just feel like the last fight gonna have to be them defeating Emu, right?
So I would agree, but Blackbeard has been set up as the antithesis of Luffy. Everything that Luffy believe in, Blackbeard kind of has the same dreams, but in a different fashion. Like
Mhm.
they're
I agree.
basically the same person, but like on a different side of the coin. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
reasoning for wanting the same things are different. And
Yeah.
for doing the same things is different. Yeah.
And I would think if that was the case, we kind of would have seen a clash between them already. But we already getting set up with the girl say and Luffy and them boxing. Like we see Saturn here already. We ain't really seen him Luffy interact with Blackbeard and them since. You know
So
what I mean?
you think that battle with Emu comes first?
I do. I ain't gonna lie. I do think
Really, I just
first.
don't see that. I just don't. I really don't see that. But it makes sense though. If it does, I wouldn't be surprised just based off what you just said.
Yeah.
I just don't see that because I feel like we know more about more about Blackbeard than we do Emu. So it makes sense if you're gonna keep him a secret. Like it
Mhm.
wouldn't make sense for us to just jump straight into a fight with him with the knowledge that we know now. It
But
makes no sense. I feel like we
so
need to see a little. We're gonna have to see a little bit more based on how I feel like Oda
yeah.
writes his
His
writes
shit.
the anime.
I'm
I mean the
also kind
manga.
of thinking of
Yeah.
it as like the parallels between Naruto and One Piece, because we know Oda fuck with Kishimoto.
Yeah,
You know, with
yeah.
Naruto, it was that person pulling the strings the whole time in the background. We never knew about it, and then boom, that happened. We got their fight, and then bam, it was right
Yeah.
back to Naruto and Sasuke to end it all.
Yeah.
You know
So that's
what
what
I mean?
so that was a thought that I had too. Because why did Emu have pictures of Blackbeard, Luffy, and old girl? Did they work together to defeat Emu? And then after that, it's like, okay, one of us got to be the king of the pirates. It's time to throw hands between us two. Is
Yeah,
that what's gonna happen?
that's what I
That could
feel.
happen.
That's
And
what
I
I
also
feel.
think
Yeah.
I also think the Cross Guild is gonna end up being anti-heroes in a sense because if you look at the way Buggy's dream is, he wanted the One Piece, and he was mad that Shanks did, and that's kind of aligns with Luffy a little bit. And then also you have Mihawk, who's somewhat we've seen him be somewhat of a good guy, and also Crocodile somewhat be a good guy.
Yeah,
So I think the Cross Guild will end up being somewhat anti-heroes in a sense, but I do think they're gonna cement themselves as some top dogs though for sure.
yeah, for
If
sure.
if there is a treasure, I do think Buggy gets
Buggy
it.
end
I
up
do
with
think
it.
he gets
Yeah,
it. I think he
I'm the
gets the
same.
treasure for sure. Now, as far as being king of the pirates, I do think Luffy they gon' that's got to be Luffy. But I
Yeah,
think as far as like if there is a treasure, Buggy gonna get it for sure.
Oh
I
shit! You
think
think
it.
Nami giving up that treasure? Y'all crazy.
I
Y'all
think.
I
crazy.
just
Go ahead.
I just feel like it won't be a scenario where they actually get to
See it?
get a chance to take it. Not
Okay.
see it. They might see it, but I don't think they'll get a chance to take it. I feel like they'll pull up. Yeah, oh, we're happy we got the treasure and some bullshit happened. Then I got to fight and Buggy come in there and steal it. That's how I really feel like it's gonna happen.
And I think
I
it's
feel
very
that.
Buggy-esque too, because Buggy always gonna trip into a win somehow.
Yeah,
Mhm.
facts.
I do
Uh,
agree with that.
to the cross guild point, I think they all got the same similarity of building somebody up. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like we done seen Mihawk build up Zoro.
Zoro,
Like
yeah.
come take my place type shit. Buggy been trying to build up Shanks, or he wants Shanks to be the guy. And Crocodile kind of been built up Luffy. There's been a
I
couple
agree.
times where Luffy was supposed to fall and Crocodile was there, like, nah, it ain't it yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I think that's a cool interaction between those three too.
for sure.
And that's why I feel like it wouldn't make sense for me for the Straw Hats to fight the Cross Guild. It really don't. That wouldn't make sense for me.
No, I don't think they will.
I do think Zoro and Mihawk got to get their ones though. I don't know
Oh
how
yeah.
it'll be.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's gonna happen, but they definitely got to get their ones for sure.
I mean, he
So,
got to get the title. He got to get the title, and the person who holding the title, he got to go through him to get the title. So for sure,
Yeah.
he gonna have to run his ones with Mihawk. My last question for you boys is, do you think we gonna get to see the Giants actually fight Saturn?
no.
No.
So you think they just
Yeah.
gonna pull up, take the crew, and then dip?
I think Saturn not gonna let it be a fight. I think
Yeah.
Saturn too smart to fuck with the Sun God, Nika, and Giants. Like I think
Yeah.
he know
Okay.
better than that.
That makes
And
sense.
if he don't, then he don't deserve to make it off the island.
Mhm.
Yeah. So okay. You remember how before they show Egghead, they said that it's gonna be a catastrophic event that's bigger than anything that ever happened in the world. Is the Buster called it?
I think it's
Yeah,
it's in
yeah,
combination with that.
yeah.
I think it's a combination of that plus something else. Something else big is gonna happen.
Well,
Might be
Oh,
Kuma
I mean,
dying.
think about it this way: we have never seen the Gorosei lose. We ain't never seen somebody
Yeah.
oppose the Gorosei outside of Luffy.
mhm,
Gorosei losing to Luffy already is a historical event.
mhm.
I agree.
With
But will it be a loss though? I mean, I guess if the Straw Hats escape, it got to be a loss. But I just
Yes.
feel like
Yes.
they won't. If that happens, they won't let the world know that one of the Gorosei
They
showed
ain't gonna
up.
have no
Yeah,
choice, my boy.
yeah.
What's his name?
No, Snappy, my
Morgan?
boy. Yeah,
Yeah,
Morgan.
Morgan.
You think he already know? He already
Bro,
tapped
No,
in.
Morgan
Well,
has the
Morgan got eyes
information this
everywhere.
whole time. When
Yeah,
Luffy
You're right.
got to Egghead, Morgan had that paper out.
Yeah,
You're right.
so
Like,
Morgan know.
that's
You're
by
right.
itself
You're right.
historical.
We
You know
gonna
what I
we
mean?
gonna find
You're
that
right.
Morgan got the Seagull fruit or some crazy shit like that. He can see some shit. So yeah, that's how he get his shit
Seagull
spread
fruit.
around. Hey, bro, no bullshit. No bullshit. We gonna see some shit like that. Watch.
Oh,
But
man.
yeah, appreciate y'all for checking this out, and yeah, check out our next video.